Good morning. Hope everybody is well. Happy Sunday to you. Awful weather, but we have some Premier League action today. We've got Tottenham Hotspur playing Newcastle very shortly. But today's video, this morning's video for me is a simple one. It's talking about them lot down the road. It's talking about the Arsenal. What has happened to Arsenal? Look, as a rival fan of Arsenal, it's very difficult to obviously do a video about Arsenal and try and remain neutral, but I will do my best. I always try to, and I hope that is respected. Arsenal they're blowing it, aren't they? They're simply blowing it. They were 8 to 11 points clear at one stage in the season. I always look at that in context, though, because let's be fair, there was always games in hand for Man City. There was always the 2 games against Man City to come. So I never felt that was a full and fair reflection, to be fair to the Gunners. However, what I don't use the word bottle. And I'm going to explain why I don't think Arsenal are bottling the title. Quite simply, for me, it boils down to this. Arsenal, for me, are not as good as Manchester City. Arsenal were not meant to win the league. They shouldn't be winning the league. Their squad depth compared to Man City is non-existent. Their talent, the talent they've got within their 11, within their squad, is nowhere near as good as City. They haven't got the know-how of Man City and the experience, and they don't have a winning manager. I'm not saying Arteta can't be a winning manager in the future, but they haven't got a manager that's got over the line in the league. Yes, he's won an FA Cup, but getting over the line in a 38-game season is tough. And managers like Guardiola, like Ancelotti, like Klopp, they've done that. They know how to do this. They know the ins and outs. Now, you're probably thinking, hang on, you're talking as though the title is done. And of course, the title is not done. And Arsenal are still in pole position. But when I look at this, Arsenal have 5-point gap with 2 games played more than Man City. So Man City have the games in hand. Now, I'm a big believer that I'd always want the points rather than the games. But Man City look relentless. Man City do not look like losing at all. And if I look at it now, Man City's next games, and obviously we'll talk about this in a minute, their next game is against Arsenal. This is the big one. We'll come to that in a minute. Then after the Arsenal game, they've got Fulham, West Ham, Leeds, and Everton. I can't see them dropping a point in any of those games. Now, I'll go back to this bottling thing. I can't say they've bottled it because I've maintained all season. Just my prediction was that Man City would win the league. So for me, I can't say a team has bottled it if I didn't believe they were going to win it anyway. I don't think any Arsenal fan in their right mind would say at the beginning of the season that they truly believed that they'd win the league or that they'd even be in a title race. There's just huge advances at that club. What was expected of them and what they've achieved already this year, they've surpassed what they set out to do. Now, yeah, from a banter point of view, it's Arsenal bottled the league and this, that, the other. But at the end of the day, a club going in the right direction. Now, I look at Arsenal's 11. I think they've got a good 11. Yeah, they have. They play some lovely, attractive football. It's not nice to say that, but they do. And it's the sort of football that I would like to see Spurs play. But do they have winning football? Do they have that football that gets you over the line? Now, lots of people have said, oh, well, they got knocked out of the Europa League. So now they've got 1 game a week. They're expected to kick on and win the league. But that hasn't happened, has it? And City have kept winning. They've got that momentum there. Win. And if I look at Man City's results, in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. In the last 17 games, they've only lost 1. And that was 17 games ago to Tottenham, funnily enough. Now, if Man City keep winning, if Man City win every game between now and the end of the season, they've won the league. It's in their hands. But the big game is coming up. Wednesday night, Man City against Arsenal at the Etihad. Now, for me, I can't see Arsenal going there and winning. I do not think they're strong enough at the back. I do not think that they'll be able to cope with City. I do not think they'll be able to cope with Haaland. Grealish is in magnificent form. Mahrez is in magnificent form. Silva and Gundogan look as good as ever. De Bruyne is back to form. Rodri is class. They've sorted it out at the back. I can't see how this Arsenal team beats Man City. And for me, they win that game. They're 2 points behind with 2 games in hand. So I don't know about you, but I can't see them dropping that. Now, What do Arsenal need? From an outsider, and Arsenal fans may come into this chat and they may tell me I'm completely wrong. They're probably going to think I'm stupid. I'm just a Spurs fan who hates them. That's not the case in this conversation. I think Arsenal definitely need more goal power up top. I think they definitely need another striker as an option to Jesus. I think they need one more top midfielder. If they're looking at a Declan Rice, for example, or Jude Bellingham, I think they need one more top midfielder. And I think they do need some cover at the back. I still think they need another fullback on the left, probably on the right as well, and a centre half. So Arsenal, for me, aren't a million miles away, and they've already surpassed their expectations. But they are starting to fall off the wagon. Now, they've not lost. If I actually look at Arsenal, if you actually look at them, they've not lost in the league for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. They've not lost in the league for 11 games or 10 games, sorry. The problem is when you are chasing a title, and I wouldn't know being a Spurs fan, but being a football fan, you know, you can't draw. You cannot drop 6 out of your last 9 points. You can't do it. You can't take 3 draws when you are chasing down a title. So, what do people think? Do you agree with my assessment? I know a lot of people like the word bottle, and it's great and it's good for banter, but I don't think, just for me, I don't think you can bottle something you were never meant to win. Yeah. If they finish second, I've seen some Spurs fans say, you know, oh, their season will be just the same as ours. But I think that's ridiculous. If Arsenal finish second and above 90 points, I don't know how we can say that our horrible season has been like theirs. Their football's been great to watch. They've had some magnificent wins. They've gone on long runs, and they're going to finish first or second in the league. To say that their season would be like ours, for me, I think is really, really, really clutching at straws. So I truly believe that Man City will win the league. I think they will batter them on Wednesday night. I truly believe they'll win the FA Cup, and I truly believe they'll win the Champions League as well. I think it's their time. I just want to make a point about Man City. All season, everyone's got so knee-jerk. People who don't really understand, for me, Erling Haaland, said, oh, City looks so much worse with Haaland. They were so much better without him. Because no one wants to give anybody time. Nobody wanted to give the team time to know how Haaland plays and for Haaland to learn how Man City play. And now it's clicked. Look at him, 48 goals and looks unstoppable. And look at Man City. I think a lot of people, we need to slow down. Like I saw it in the summer. The number of people who clearly had never seen Haaland play going, oh, it's the Premier League. He's going to struggle. He won't score many goals. He won't get as many as this player, that player, that player. Well, he's come in and blown them all out the water, hasn't he? And if he takes Man City to a treble, you would have to say that would be one of the best signings in the history of the Premier League. But hey, that's just a side point. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to see the Spurs team news will be rolling in a minute. Arsenal fans, let me know. Have I said anything that's not true? I think Arsenal are on the right trajectory. I think Arsenal are building something. For them, it's important that they kick on in the summer. But it's going to be harder for them because now you've got Newcastle up there. If they get Champions League football, they're going to spend. Chelsea are going to spend again. Man City will keep spending. Liverpool will bounce back next year. Man United will spend. So it's going to be a real tough one for the likes of Arsenal. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be the likes of Spurs that pay the price for not keeping up. Anyway, have a lovely Sunday. We are back tonight, 8 p.m. for the Spurs review. The Spurs review at 8 p.m. Please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the flip side. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.